All right. What's up, guys? Kieran here. I'm back with the Falconer. First thing you'll notice, I have given up on the spear. This is, again, the Bleed Net Falconer. Um, Still living the fantasy, still, on this journey of sort of a homebrew and hoping we can push it even further. And in that vein, I did concede. You'll notice my gear is quite a bit different. Um, I conceded because I found this axe. It's called Undisputed, and I rolled perfect on the bleed chance, so it's a 100% chance to bleed on hit. The main reason I was using the spear is because you can build in the skill tree to get additional range and bleed chance on the spear, but this has a 100% built-in bleed chance, and it lets me use a shield. So I was tired of having uncapped res, and so I have a very whatever shield. This is definitely not the shield I want to be using, but it's got 41 void res, which caps out our reses for now. And overall, just some thoughts about spear builds in general on the Falconer. I just don't think the game is ready for them. There's no devoted legendaries, so you're hoping to roll an exalted with pretty much perfect stats and high rolls for your build. And I just don't think there's enough support. Um, Really, the bleed build shines with the net. Earlier I used to be pushing 200 to 300 bleeds pretty consistently. I'm now pushing 400 to 500 bleeds on bosses. We're not worrying about cashing it in anymore. And so, kind of the final piece to the puzzle ended up being aerial assault. So I dropped dive bomb. It's no longer used as a traversal skill or to cash in the bleeds. Nothing is cashing in the bleeds immediately. I'm just letting them run. And we're using aerial assault strictly to get a ton of utility. Very short cooldown, reduced it, so it's down to 3.6 seconds. And the main thing here is I didn't realize, I didn't read closely enough, but this gives bleed to caltrops. And I was already playing with caltrops to stack vulnerability, crit vulnerability, and now it just works exceptionally well with the net because every time I drop a net, I am dropping caltrops, so that's another several stacks of bleed. And every 2 seconds, I throw the extra net at the location, and then I also now have the two stacks of caltrops, one that drops where I start when I use the skill, and one lands halfway through the movement of the skill. And so you'll notice with the gear now, I'm kind of building up a bit more mana. And what that means is I can throw a ton of nets. So you can see I am not using puncture at all. I have nothing, that was a ton of nets. And puncture is still being used as the mana battery. The nets are still casting puncture, which is fully spec to stack bleed. At this point, we're up to 80. We still stack the bloodthirst, which stacks up to 6 times and adds bleeding chance to all of our attacks, which counts the net. And I attack even faster now with the one-handed, the undisputed. And also Undisputed is the name of my highest level Diablo 2 Paladin. So that lagged a little, sorry. But yeah, just check this out. So, boom, boom, boom. And everything just kind of melts. I know I'm at low corruption, but we are just really mobile. This build got really fun. I also noticed that aerial assault, you move a lot further with this. So faster cooldown, we're moving faster. We still got the cleanse on our smoke. When we're in the smoke, we do extra throwing damage, so this super fast throwing speed is great. We're getting cleansed. There's just like everything works with this build now. If I want to refill my mana, boom, 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 boom. It's pretty much full. I didn't even have a burst there. Let me just show you. I'll just throw these randomly. I'll come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about half our mana back immediately. We got pretty good regen. We got lots of room to get regen. The other thing too, the other reason I dropped the spear was because we were using Titan Heart, and Titan Heart, it gave us 15% damage reduction while holding a two-handed weapon, but it also cut off our regen. We couldn't regen health, so now we have several more defensive layers, and all the points I saved on my skill tree, going into spear abilities, I could respec into defensive abilities. So if you look at it now, really I'm trying to stack a ton of dodge because I have a 30% chance to drop caltrops when I dodge. So more caltrops, more crit vulnerability stacking, and more bleed stacking. So that's exactly what we want to do. And then we we pretty much put every point we could into increasing our flat dodge rating. Then we have our percent dodge rating increases across several skills. Here is the flat, and then this goes into a oh no, this is all flat. So flat, flat, flat. Anyways, it's pretty much everything that we can get dodge rating out of. We maxed. There's our other percent one. We're very fast, so this is really good for just getting through the maps quickly. Another dex and percent dodge rating, and then we're stacking the glancing blow, and because we have the shield, we have the block as well. So I intentionally didn't put the 5th point in here to get the block chance converted to get glancing blow. The shield I want to get is close call. It seems like a bit of a meme shield, but essentially, if we lower our block effectiveness, and then whenever we get a glancing blow, I believe we have improved dodge rating, which works well with dropping more caltrops. So we've gone 4 to 5 here so that we have a good amount of glancing blow and a little extra block chance, and we cash in on the heal for both of them. So I've maxed out this to double the chance if we're not hit recently with the full 5 points, and then I maxed out this one for the 15. So if we haven't been hit recently, we have a 50% chance of a glancing blow, which is pretty cool. And then, the extra points gave me some additional sort of movement utility, right? So 20% less damage while moving, and then the additional move speed and less damage while moving. And then on our boots, we still have these guys here. So we get increased damage per 1% increased movement speed, and then our movement skill does 34% more damage. That's less relevant now with the aerial assault, but really the increased movement speed and increased overall damage is really nice. And I do like these unique items with resistances built into them, because then you're not so reliant on getting the legendary potential to try and roll the resistances that you need. So that's very nice. And then I got super lucky. This is the perfect belt for the build. I found this a couple days ago, and it's got legendary potential too. So I couldn't be happier with that. That's definitely just going to be the belt I'm using. And I'm slowly trying to farm up the perfect affixes. I'm not quite sure what I want. I would like health. I'd like to get something with health and cooldown recovery if possible. So I'm just kind of looking for the perfect belt. The belt's good enough to do what it does for me, just built in with the bonus skills. I think I'm going to transition into Kestrel Armor for the +1 to Dex skills. I just got to double check how many of these actually stack off of Dex. Now it's not a great time to do it, but we'll do it after this. I'll just kind of show you how we sort of face roll everything, and it's to the point now where I don't even know if I need the Falcon. But I also feel terrible not running the Falcon because I'm a Falconer, right? So not having the pet feels sad. Let me see how much bleed I could stack on someone. They die a bit quick, but if it was like a boss, I've gotten up to 500 on a boss at this point. Yeah, I can't get more than 200. They die. But yeah, we can get up to 500 before we have to start using puncture to regain some of that mana, which is really sweet. I haven't I'm new to the game and I haven't seen a ton of content, maybe 20 to 30 hours of research. But I haven't really seen people stack up 500 bleed on bosses, so it feels good. Not looking for those anymore. I made a little loot filter, but it's really not much. What do we got here? Block Fizz, Endurance. I don't really need that. I need the void res. What were we going to check? We were just going to quickly look at the Falcon here. Yeah, so the main reason I have the Falcon is to get this buff when the Falconer's mark is consumed. The thing I'm thinking about moving out of is the additional Falcon strikes. I'm not really using the Falcon strikes. I find I'm just not hitting that button because I'm holding down Q so much, and it's easy to work it into the rotation. But what it's actually doing for me is just some life leech in a pinch. And so I'm actually thinking of experimenting and specking out of all of this and keeping the health gain and the mana gain. And so we'll save 3 points here, and then we'll just come down here and we'll transfer over a lot more of our bleed chance to the bird. That kind of feels like the best thing to do with my remaining points. Because again, the strikes is just sort of some life gain in a pinch, and I'm not really putting points into these big damage nodes for the bird, or trying to max out any sort of damage node for the bird. So quick tip I learned is if you're going to respec, actually a great thing you can do, let's just do it right now. We go to an area with a Tome of Experience, and when we pick them up at the end of the level, they count for full levels for the respec. So let's just show you here. We'll do another map. I'll show you the build. I'll kind of try and go fast this time, just to show you how we can really schmove around the map. So yeah, we just have a lot of things giving us increased movement. Where are these guys? Dead end. So, dead end. Boom. I've noticed also this is something as a Diablo player, like it's hard to get the max distance out of your traversal skills because sometimes the way the screen is positioned, you're clicking off the map. This game does a pretty good job of like letting you click out of the screen, off the screen a bit and still netting you the max distance. I keep getting stuffed on walls, but I'll at some point show you what I mean here. Increased experience. Okay, we'll kill all that. Yeah, we got lots of tools in this build too, right? Like if I'm running through a map and someone stacks a bunch of bleed or poison on me, I'll definitely need to go this way. So I'll just gain some health here. I just want to try and show that I don't need to use potions all the time. We have 1.5% throwing damage leech from one of our monoliths. It can roll up to 2%, so at some point I'm going to farm for a perfect roll on that. So check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how much bleed can we stack here? Okay, we got to 362 before it crumbled. We didn't run out of mana. Yeah, I just really love this build. It's really, it feels just fun. I don't know. Like, look at the distance on it. That is awesome. I don't know any other class really that just schmooves like that. It's crazy. I don't have points in it for extra distance either, which is the really nuts part. Yeah, they don't really live long enough. So you see, again, I'm just using it for the health gain, really, the Falcon Strikes. And I can still do that if I respec. Oh yeah, I gotta slay this Bloodspire. Whoops. That was the point. I saw the big dude and I thought it was one of those slay the golems, but obviously it was Bloodspire and I have a short attention span. Wow, that's a fat stack of void resist on there. Health regen mana. I don't really want to gamble. It's a fat stack of void resist. I have legendary potential, don't I? I don't want them. I'll play around with it. I got so many resources. I'll probably just try and strip a random one and then add a couple I want. Oh, okay. So I hit the thing and it already picked up a book. So that sucks. But just to show you here. So let's go respec, remove points, and we're going to go confirm, and I'll just do this. Sure. So normally I would have got all three here, but I picked this up. I go back over here. It didn't work. Cool. It worked yesterday. Um, okay. Well, there's how the build runs. I literally watched a video yesterday and then tried it, and it worked perfectly. I didn't see an update installed when I started today, but that's pretty lol. So if you were planning on doing that at any point in the near future, hey, I guess they changed it, or I'm not doing it right. So you can let me know which one's which. But yeah, that's the build now. It's really, really awesome. I'm ready for endgame. I don't have a ton to play. I'm thinking of calling this channel Casually Critical because I'll start reviewing games and using some of my previous user research experience in video games from working at Ubisoft and doing more reviews and kind of picking apart the nature of fun or whatever fun is being proposed in a game genre based on the mechanics present. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this journey. I know no one's really watching right now, but I'm going to keep on putting out content because consistency is key. We'll get these out. I'll work on thumbnails. I'll work on getting some music in or something. We'll just make it better. So if you made it this far, just let me know anything you'd like to see that would improve this. That would be really awesome. And that's about it. Thank you so much. I'm wishing you all the best, and take